This is a big story. So did Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank, if you've ever watched that hit TV show on ABC, he just bought, along with two other collectors, this one-of-one card for $13 million. In fact, it's $12.9 million exactly. That's what they paid for this card. And the reason that I'm making this video is because every single expert in the world said this card was only worth $6 million. So the question is, why did Mr. Wonderful and two other collectors overpay $7 million for this card? And that's what everybody in the hobby and everybody in the world needs to start asking is, did Mr. Wonderful just get scammed out of $7 million? That's a big question, because it depends on what you're going to do with your money. Like, are you going to overpay for cards because you have the same belief? And this is sort of the issue. So Kevin O'Leary went on CNBC Live to announce that he is one of the people. There were three people that bought this card. It's a one-of-one Kobe Bryant and LeBron James Logo Man auto card. So one-of-one. All right. Now, every single expert in the world said this card was only worth $6 million. It was sold at Heritage Auctions. And Heritage is a big name auction house. And they even thought, yeah, 6, maybe 7 million is like the top end. Because this card is now the most expensive basketball card in the history of the hobby. There's no other card that's ever sold for more than this card. And it's broke all records, obviously, because the last card that was at the record was the Steph Curry one-of-one rookie patch auto, which sold for around $6 million. I think it was 5.9 mil. So the question becomes, why? Why did Mr. Wonderful put up $13 million for this card? And why would you do the same thing? Or why would anyone do the same thing? Now, his reason, so he gave a couple reasons, so I'm going to give them to you right now. He said, one, he sees this market, which he's only been in for like 3 years, but he sees this market as an asset class. All right, well, that's something you should pay attention to. The second thing that he said is that he sees this like the modern art market. That's number two. And the third reason he said is that he believes this is like the high-end premium watch market, which he is a huge collector and investor in. He has tons of watches. Now, for anybody that's in the hobby, you know somebody else that is into high-end premium Rolexes, and that's the Sports Card Radio Bros. They love Rolex watches. I'm not a jewelry guy. You can see I don't wear jewelry. I don't wear watches. I don't wear anything. So I'm not into that. I'm not a tattoo guy. Like I got nothing on my body. It's totally clean. And so my point being for you is, do you believe that sports cards is the new asset class? Do you believe that sports cards is like the modern art market or premium watches? Now, there was a lot of things that he said on TV which you have to read between the lines. Now, he said, yes, this is a huge investment. I believe that your capital gains, that we're going to make a ton of money on this card. And the only reason he can believe that is because he believes in the narrative that everything must go up. Problem is that he also got scammed money out of crypto. And, he was one of the people in the FTX scam. So my question to you is, why would you believe him now, but you knew that he was wrong then? And this is the danger. I honestly believe that there is now a narrative. There is now a belief. But this belief is very tenuous. All right? So these cards, these one-of-one, okay? So you've got the MLB patch for Paul Skeens. You've got this card, the one-of-one for Kobe and LeBron. You've got a whole bunch more one-of-ones, okay? So I think the one-of-one market seems to be at a whole other echelon level in the hobby. I think this is a potential to be an investment class. Not your cards, not the Mantle 52, and not like, no, actually, there's too many. I think the fact that it's a one-of-one, I think the fact that this is an auto, I think the fact that it's a logo man, double logo man, so it's a regular one and a gold, plus the fact that Kobe is no longer with us, I think that's a factor that we have to consider. And because of that, I think going into the future, there are going to be certain cards that could potentially be these upper echelon, like places where you can park money. But here's the caveat. Only if everybody starts selling their cards. Because the problem with investing $13 million in a card like this is there's no sales. And that's the problem. So he's betting that someone will want to buy this 10 years from now for more. Like, that's a big bet. And I personally, I'm not sure it's a good bet because no one is selling any of their other one-of-ones. If you guys literally want this to be an asset class, then more people need to start selling their cards. You need to see more one-of-ones come up for sale and go for big dollar amounts. They need to go for $1 million or more. Because if they don't, if there's no sales, then what is holding this market up? You need the sales, you need the comps, you need something to go, yes, this is worth this because this card sold for this and this card sold for that. It is good that this card went for a record $13 million, but it's not that good because there's nothing else to compare it to. There's no more comps. So we need another $10 million comp. We need another $11 million comp. We need, again, the Mantle 52, the 9.5 SGC sold for 12.6 mil. Like, okay. Like, that's it. So this now sold for more than a 52 Mantle. That's a problem. That's a problem. Mantle's the most iconic player in the hobby. This card just sold for more than a 52 Mantle. Now I know some people are going to be like, well, no, that's great. And I'm going, yeah, you got a problem. Where are the other comps? You need more one-of-ones. So if you own a one-of-one, if you know anyone that owns a one-of-one, please put it up for sale now. And you will probably get a ton of money. Like, I don't know why you'd be not taking that money. Take it. Take it. Because one, you're going to be doing good for the hobby. We need to sell these cards. We need to get prices on the books for all of these cards. Because if you want the cards to be worth more in 10 years, we need to have some sales. And right now, that's what's happening. Wall Street is saying, yes, we're going to dump the money. We're not going to buy real estate. We're going to buy cards. That's awesome. That is literally awesome. The problem being is that there's nothing to buy. You need to sell your cards. Again, the high end, the 101s, they all need to start going out for sale because otherwise this whole market is going to crash when the next recession hits. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens in every single market. And this, the sports card market, the high end, is holding on by a thread. And I think this was a huge gamble on Mr. Wonderful's part. I understand. I understand he believes in it. But again, he believed in FTX as well. And he was wrong there. So what makes him right on this one? Leave your comments, and I'll see you tomorrow.